guys, welcome back to my channel Garden on My Mind. Today I'm going to show you how to prepare your own succulent potting mix. You might wonder that why do we need a separate succulent potting mix and why can't we use the regular potting mix that we use for our other plants. If you see the link here where I'm talking about how to care for your succulents, and I have also mentioned that the soil for succulent has to be very loose. So what I mean by loose is that it should have a lot of aeration and it should be able to drain water very easily. So that's the reason why for a succulent plant mix, we cannot have the normal red soil. The succulent mix has to be without soil as a medium. Why is that? Because soil over a period of time, when you keep on watering that, it compacts. You must have noticed with your other plants, right? That after a few days or few months, the soil becomes too hard inside. Succulents, these succulents are, as you know, very tender, and their roots are sometimes like very thin hair-like, and maybe the roots are a little bigger, but they are very tender. They won't be able to penetrate that compactness of a red soil. So we will make a potting mix which does not include red soil. For the potting mix, we will use sand, compost, wheat husk, perlite and cocopeat in equal quantity. So we are using sand because sand is a very good draining medium for succulents. And make sure you use river sand and not beach sand, because beach sand would have salts which might not be very good for your succulent. Second is your compost. You can use any kind of compost, either vermicompost or cow manure, but in this case I am using worm castings because this is something that I have been using for a while now. Then we have perlite. So perlite is nothing but these are the volcanic residue, and which provides aeration to the soil. These are very light and white in color. I have also taken wheat husk because this also provides a lot of aeration to the soil and it has its own nutrients. And lastly, we have cocopeat. So why I'm using cocopeat is because we need some kind of binding agent for the potting mix. Otherwise, these will all just wash off. And it will provide little bit of moisture to the succulents, not too much. That's why we have equal quantity of cocopeat, perlite, sand, compost and wheat husk. So these are, if you see, 20% each in the soil mix. To this what I'll do is I'll add another little bit of Neemcake because this is a good fungicide for the succulents, and some charcoal. So if this is 20%, this would be 10-10. And if you want to provide more additions, you can add little bit of, these are pumice stones. And after this, we will give this a good mix. Now that the potting mix is ready, I'll show you how to repot your succulents. So I have few succulents which have been, sitting in pots which are very tiny for them. For example, this one. So what I see is the roots have become very thick, very big, and it has almost like changed the shape of the pot. So this needs repotting. So what we'll do is we will take a well draining pot, and I won't put any plastic or pebbles in this, and add the mix. We'll add a little bit of water just to moisten the soil. Take the succulent out. See, it actually needed a repotting. So I place it here. Disintegrate the earlier potting mix and add this from the sides. I'll gently press it to make sure that the potting mix have gone inside the pot nicely. But I won't press it too hard. just slightly. I'll put the soil only till this much and leave little bit of like ½ inch from the brim of the pot, because otherwise while watering it might spill over. So after putting the mix, I'll gently water it. Yep, and it's done. What I've also noticed is that sometimes when you buy succulents, those are actually planted in regular soil. For example, this one. So this has come out, and this soil, when I checked, it is completely tight because it has red soil, and it is not the succulent soil. It doesn't have sand, it doesn't have perlite. If you find that these succulents are planted in red soil, I would recommend changing it to a succulent potting mix. So after you make this mix and maybe repot your succulents, this mix is good to go for about 1.5 years. And if you ask about fertilization, it already has worm castings, which is a slow release fertilizer, so you don't need to fertilize it so often. You can use a liquid fertilizer, that should be fine. But this potting mix is now, for this succulent, good to go for about 1.5 years. Hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Happy gardening. Bye.